How does it work? We put together RXR, Rockefeller Center, and WeWork.
Right. So, WeWork has been focused on trying to create enterprise solutions, and so they're offering tenants flexibility, so they don't need to sign long-term leases, and they're basically, think about it's a one-stop procurement. So if you're a company and you want to have a space that's fully furnished, ready to go, they can call WeWork and they can do shorter-term leases. And today, the world's changing so quickly, the companies need that flexibility and put a premium on it. So we structured a deal where we actually participated in the build-out of that space and will participate on the premium that the company's paying for that space.
Did you build it out specifically for WeWork? Did you know this deal was coming down the pike?
So it's right now it's vacant space that WeWork is going to take the initiative of building, and that we did with them. And for us, if you think about it, we're repositioning this whole building to be able to deal with how customers are changing.
But I think at least WeWork is being sort of industrial space, loft space, it's in places in the city that you don't normally go to, not Rockefeller Center.
No, again, the entire ecosystem, how people work, is changing. People used to work 9 to 5, now they work 5 to 9, right? So there's a merger between home life and work life, and the glue that holds that together is community. And WeWork has been a leader in terms of creating spaces that have created enhanced communities and created an engagement, and we're doing the same thing in terms of being a leader of creating buildings and urban centers that also are for the 21st century and create that sense of community.
So they may have a community, but they can also kind of come in and out. So if I'm a worker and I'm renting space at WeWork, I could be there 1 month and then out for 2 months, there for 1 month, out for 2 months. How does that translate, though, for you that has to put the capital up front for the building?
Right, so WeWork signs a long-term lease, and again, WeWork has 2 products. There's this flexible office space and enterprise product. Mm-hmm. The enterprise product is they work with Fortune 500 companies, and they become that one-stop procurement. So if you're a major company and you're not really sure how much space you're going to need for how long, and you don't want to go through the process of hiring a broker, hiring an architect, putting the technology, they can call WeWork or one of their peers and say, I want to be in this marketplace, I want to be active real quick, but I only need it for 3 years because I don't know where my business is going. And so that's one of their products. The product that you're referring to is more like the co-working product, which is you can get a desk for a day or 2.
And which will this be, or a little bit of both?
This is going to be enterprise product.
This is enterprise. This is a longer term.
So this is longer term. So
you have a long-term deal with WeWork. They
Correct.
owe you the money whether they've let it out or not.
Yeah, we have a 15-year lease with WeWork.
Okay. Do you have an upside?
Yeah, so we participate in the upside based on their ability to continue to lease it as an enterprise product. So they're getting a premium, which they're getting because they're providing the customer with flexibility, and we're sharing in that premium.
Is this at market rates in terms of your doing the deal with WeWork, or is there some discount there because you're getting an upside?
No, it's actually, we end up getting a premium to market rates because WeWork is able to actually get a premium for market rates because they're offering that service of the flexibility in terms of the shorter term lease and the full build out and procurement of the space that they have.
So this is obviously like a new kind of paradigm for the real estate industry in some ways, right? What's the risk? Like when you were vetting this, what was the thing you really had to want to clear out?
Yeah, I think that, as I said earlier, the whole real estate industry is going through a paradigm. People are working differently, and so companies are changing the way that they want to have space available to them, right? I mean, even in our business, if you think about it, we used to be about building 4 walls and signing long-term leases. Today, it's really about, actually activating and curating what's happening within those 4 walls to really create a sense of community and energize that space. And, the most important ingredient for a company in this 21st century economy is talent, and so they're willing to pay more to make sure they can attract that talent.
And as I understand it, you developed 75 Rockefeller Center not just for WeWork, but you also have an Airbnb deal.
Right. So we announced just last week a deal with Airbnb, and the concept with 75 Rock is for us, it's a model of how you can reimagine a 20th century iconic building and what it would be for the 21st century, and how can you create a building that isn't just active 5 days a week for 10 hours a day, but 24 hours, 7 days a week. And then how can you provide the types of amenities, services, and programming? And part of that is hospitality, where with Airbnb, we're taking 10 floors of this building and creating apartment-style hospitality, so that when you can actually travel like you live in New York and you come home and it feels like an apartment versus a hotel, but it has the standards and services of a 5-star hotel.